Call now.
Former Director of National Intelligence James Clapper is strongly denying allegations that Trump Tower communications were wiretapped or surveilled during the election. Clapper, however, also denying under oath and in front of Congress the scope of the National Security Agency's mass surveillance of the American people several years ago. Listen to this exchange from 2013.
Does the NSA collect any type of data at all on millions or hundreds of millions of Americans?
No, sir.
It does not.
Not wittingly. There are cases where they could inadvertently, perhaps, collect, but not wittingly.
Well, we learned better, didn't we? Joining me now is former senior NSA intelligence officer turned whistleblower William Binney joins us. Welcome back and good to see you. What do you make now of these charges on the part of the president? We have just heard two distinguished jurists, that is Judge Napolitano and former Attorney General Judge McCasey, said that they believe President Trump is right in his accusations against President Obama that he was surveilling, his administration was surveilling Donald Trump as a candidate, and in the White House. I mean, your thoughts?
Well, I think the president is absolutely right. His phone calls, everything he did electronically was being monitored. I mean, as we all are. I mean, it's this bulk collection of all U.S. citizens in the country that NSA is collecting all the data and storing it. And then if they want to go after somebody, they can go specifically into that data and pull the data of that particular person out. And that's, I think, what's happened here. I mean, evidence of the conversation between the president of the U.S., President Trump, and the president of Australia and the president of Mexico. Releasing those conversations, those are collections that are picked up through the Fairview program primarily by NSA. And, that's where they have tap points all over the country, collecting all the data off the fiber optic networks and the telephone networks. So all the data is being stored by NSA. It's a question of whether or not and it's all being done, by the way, under Executive Order 12333 with no warrants whatsoever.
Yeah, the idea of warrantless wiretaps being something people, I think many people, have the impression that that isn't happening at all in this country, when in fact it is the principal source of surveillance, is it not?
It is for sure. I mean, that's the one. I mean, the 702 program and the 215 program were simply programs out there for show, trying to show that the government is following the law and being looked at and overseen by the Senate and House Intelligence Committee and the courts. But that's not the main collection program for NSA. It's under Executive Order 12333. They don't take warrants at all, and they just collect everything.
And I think many people are surprised to learn tonight that the President of the United States has access to all of the FISA warrants and collection of those who had sought them and the disposition of them. I want to turn to something else, though, that's happening contemporaneously, and that is the rising, if you will, the animation of the deep state here and its relationship to the intelligence community and, of course, our political leadership, our constitutional government.
Yeah, that's what really bothers me. That's why I had to leave NSA, because I couldn't be a part of what they're doing. It's really becoming what I think of as the Praetorian Guard. The intelligence community is becoming the Praetorian Guard, determining who will be emperor and what the emperor will or will not do. And so I think they're trying to influence him, President Trump, and trying to get him to do what they want him to do. Now, I particularly think that when President Trump said the intelligence community needs to be revamped and redone, I agree with him totally. And in fact, I wish him luck in that process. And if I could help him in any way, I would.
Well, I think he would appreciate the support and the help. It would be my guess. And the other part of this is the suggestion that the DNI itself, the Director of National Intelligence, has now become a very negative force in the intelligence community, obstructing more often than facilitating, too often guiding separate purposes rather than leading for the president in policy. Your thoughts as we wrap up here?
Well, I just think the intelligence community has to review and reflect on what their purpose in life is and start to do and function as they are supposed to in a constitutional form of government.
Oh, well said, William Binney, and as always, good to talk to you. Please come back soon. My guess is we're going to have a lot more questions for you as all of this unfolds, as it is sure to do. William Binney.
Well, it's good to be with you, Luke.
You bet.
Thank you.